Mom, check if I'm live now. Mm-mm. It's not your time. You see, there's a countdown. It's your time. See, the other one is to stop.
She beat his ear instead, and the man, who was in pain, left EJ behind, running for his dear life. Once upon a time, in a Ghana, there lived an orphan called EJ, who lived alone in her hut since her parents passed away. She lived there quietly, never bothering anyone. But as she began to grow into a woman, her relatives, who never cared for her after her parents passed away, decided it was time for her to get married, because they were eager to share the bride price they would receive from her suitor. So, without informing her, they began searching for a husband to marry her off to. And of course, it was not going to be a difficult task, because EJ was a very beautiful and intelligent, confident young woman. When the young men of the village start to discuss women, EJ's beauty was the standard of measurement used to examine other girls in the village. But EJ was ignorant of all that was going on. Whenever men tried to approach her, she would ignore them, and if they persisted, she she would embarrass them. I guess they are waiting for a prince to marry you. Some of the young men would tease her, but EJ never cared about what they said. She barely had any friends, and she never invited anyone to her hut. The ladies in the village always thought of her as proud and egoistic. They concluded that her beauty has gotten into her head. The only person EJ gave access to her life was Ngozi, her neighbor in the market where EJ sold wrappers. But no matter how friendly they were, their conversations never left the borders of the market. Weeks passed. EJ's uncles called her for a meeting. They wanted to discuss their choice of husband for her. They said, "We patiently waited for you to bring a husband. We have failed to do so. Therefore, we have taken it upon ourselves to find one for you." One of them said. They told her that their chosen suitor would visit her at her hut the following day, and they gave her some advice on what to say to her suitor. So the next day, EJ sat in front of her hut, waiting patiently for her suitor. And next to her was her mortar, which she planned to use in chasing away the man as soon as she sighted him. When the man began approaching the hut, EJ grabbed the mortar and she began chasing him, and he ran for his life. When the news got to the uncles, they summoned her and they shouted, "What is this we are hearing?" EJ felt remorse. She knelt and begged them, promising she would not do it again. "It's okay, my daughter," one of them said. "Although you have lost the first man, you have another one for you." So the following week, she sat in front of her hut, waiting for her second suitor. But this time, she had the pot of hot water beside her. When she saw the man approaching her hut, She ran towards him and poured it on him. With fear and regret, the man ran in fear for his life. When her uncles heard the news, they called and threatened to deal with her if she continued that way. But EJ was not moved. The next day, they sent the third suitor. She waited for him a bit further away from her hut, and when she saw him, she pretended like she was going to hug him, but she beat his ear instead. And the man, who was in pain, left EJ behind, running for his life. Now, news about EJ and her suitors has spread around the village, and EJ was happy about it because everyone would now understand that she's not interested in any suitor. For a reason she did not care to share with them. But there was a certain young man called Azoka who was determined to marry EJ. Despite the stories in the village, he insisted it was his choice. To an extent, he did not believe what people said about her because whenever he saw EJ, she was always calm and she never displayed any aggressive behavior. So he decided to try and become her friend before taking her hand in marriage. Perhaps those men were strangers to her. He thought to himself. So one day he went to Egypt shop to patronize her business. And how she sold the wrappers to him further proved she was not a difficult person. So daily he would go to buy one thing or the other from either EJ or her friend. One day, Azuka had an opportunity to have a conversation with her. That opportunity presented itself because Ije was struggling with some heavy materials due to the large amount of goods she had received. Azuka overheard her and gave her a helping hand and also counted it for her. She looked at him in doubt and then she continued taking inventory of her goods. But eventually she arrived at the same number. Said with a smile on her face, hailing Azuka's smartness. Azuka was very excited because it was the first interaction they have had aside from hello, hi. He quickly finished the remaining canteen and Ije offered him a drink, but he declined. As time goes on, Azuka kept coming to the shop, but now his conversations with Ije were more than business. Sometimes he even helped her to do some counting and arranging of wrappers. One evening, he came to buy something as usual, but Ije was already packed to go home. However, because of Azuka, she unlocked her store and sold to him. But as she loaded some wrappers on her bicycle, she realized the tire was flat. What will I do now? Ije exclaimed. Azuka, please, can you help me carry some of my things? She asked him. To your house? She asked her. But Ije angrily to hug him responded, of course not. Please, though, men are not welcome in my hut. I will tell you where to stop. They both began walking away from the market square. And as they walked, Azuka thought it was the best time to tell Ije about his feelings. I like you, boy, Ije. She beat his ear. He says, I want you to be my wife. Immediately, Ije heard those words. She and the man who was in pain left Ije behind, running and looked at him astonishingly. So, but then why is such a become a young man coming to my shop every day? She asked Azuka. She asked him in an Azuka slowly nodded immediately. Who to marry EJ, to drop her things by the road. Don't tell me you can go find the stories. You can go home, she said. But as he tried to plead with her, but EJ was not having it. However, he was not going to allow her to carry all those wrappers herself. To an extent, he did not believe so against her will. He started what was said about her. Towards her house. When Nigeria realized what he was doing, because whenever he saw EJ, she was always thanking him, and she never displayed any aggressive. How God could be forced to behave hot. So he decided, I can't you close to my heart because I want her for friend before hot water taking her hand on the marriage. Azuka did not plan to invade her privacy. Those men were strangers to drop it close enough for her to carry it to her heart. After he dropped the wrappers, he began walking away. But as he walked away, EJ smiled shyly. She definitely had feelings for him, but she instantly wiped that smile off her face. Of course, I can't marry him, she said to herself as she began carrying her wrappers into her heart. The next day, Azuka came to see EJ at her shop, but she would not attend to him. She asked him to leave, but he quickly moved to Ngozi's shop. I want to buy some cowries, he said to Ngozi. So what could you possibly want to buy from Ngozi? He went to his cowries to petrol, but Ngozi was her business observed as Azuka likes EJ. Quickly came to his rescue. Please, leave my customer him. Don't chase him away. As she was not a difficult thing to her person. So daily, every day, he will go. As long to buy one, I will come and buy cowries from Ngozi. Either and EJ will have eagerly wait for him to come. One day, as an opportunity, he was late to have a conversation with her upset. It was now obvious that opportunity she liked presented itself because it was struggling with some heavy materials due to the large amount of goods she had received. About 2 months later, Azuka told EJ that a suitor had gave her a helping hand, and also she would be leaving the village soon, she looked at EJ was very happy for her friend, and then she continued shaking. She was also very entry of her sad because eventually she arrived at the same number. She would be left all by herself. And it soon said with a smile on her face that Helen Azoka's sadness. Azoka was very excited with the rest of her life. It was so she first with a plan to have children. They have had an anxiety involved and hello her. At least if she could not marry, she could definitely have kids. The next day, she said the remaining can to look for him and DJ his offered him a drink, but he declined. She said, as time goes on, he wants to marry me. I'm ready to the shop to proposal. But now he's coming as conversations married EJ. They are nodded in approval. More than business. Sometimes he even helped us to do some kind proposal and arranging of wrappers. He asked her to one evening while he ran he came to buy something as usual in his house. But EJ was already packed to go home. He handed her the carriage he had because of Azuka from Ngozi. She unlocked her store and sold to him. They are all for but as she loaded some wrappers on her bicycle, she realized the tire was flat. But what will I do now? The conversation was claimed over. Azuka, she has some barriers that Azuka have to follow. We will not live in the same house. Things she asked him, and I will never sleep over to your house. Your house. But Azuka angry was confused. He responded, "What kind of arrangement was? Of course not that. I will so men are not welcome in my heart as your wife. I will tell you the conditions remain unchanged." The both began walking trembling away from the market square. And as they walked, she knew she might lose at him. It was the best time to tell EJ about his feelings. Quiet. And asked EJ, she beat his ear. EJ, why are you set to be my wife? Such strict conditions for our marriage. Immediately, EJ, but she refused to answer. She said, well, I can't live that way, he said to her. But I assure you that whatever it is, you can share it with me. And we will solve it together. Then EJ burst into tears because she knew she was going to be alone forever if she loses Azuka's proposal. Then he tried to console her, but she was inconsolable. Eventually, she left him and ran back to her house. And the man who was in pain left EJ and Azuka behind, kept coming to the market to see my son on EJ. She was no more to be found. And but did not know her whereabouts. Had become a young man. Azuka was so worried that he decided to go close to her hut and screamed her name. Asked him, Obim. He shouted at the top of his voice, but even after he called her several times, EJ was not responding. But windows were already open. Azuka became to marry EJ, to drop her eyes. He decided to move closer to her hut, even though he knew EJ might send him away. As he moved closer to her hut, she kept shouting, but as EJ tried to plead with, hoping she would respond. But so he was refrain from entering her hut. But still, she did not respond. He was not going to try to allow her to carry on. He noticed that the door was open, and so EJ lied on the floor. Please leave my house, EJ said in tears, very friendly. Asuka already ran and I helped her up. As he dashed to call a herbalist after noticing fumes coming out from her mouth. When the herbalist checked on EJ, he advised on what to do to help reduce the often occurrence of her condition. Azuka stayed with EJ and urged her to go back to bed, but EJ refused to. But because of how tired she was, she eventually did. While Azuka waited for her to wake up, he cooked her a meal, washed her clothes, and cleaned her hut. When EJ woke up, she was ashamed that her secret has been discovered. EJ said whenever he saw EJ, I feel so ashamed. You have found out that I do have sometimes him jealous. Please don't be ashamed. Don't go close as Azuka said to her. This so he can happen to anyone. Because I won't have, but you don't need to hide it from the marriage. Azuka did not believe someone to invent her private who can help us in times like this. You want strangers to drop it. Condition enough for her to carry with her whole life. And that was why she refused to get married, because he began walking away. Not believe that, but as he walked, any woman was EJ accepted that might shine. This happens to me every time, she said. Feelings for him, but she responded. Suddenly wiped that smile off. Deal with it together. Of course, at the next day, marry him. She said to herself. I did not show up as she began carrying the following morning as her promised. And it became scared that he had Azuka came to abandon her CJ at her shop. But she walked into attend to him to look around for him. Asked him to leave. She noticed but a group of men quickly moved looking at her to Unga's shop. So she thought to buy some cowries. Asuka must have spread it to her secrets. And in that one she shouted that she said, want to buy from Ngozi. And so what? She says, it's not my fault that I have seizures. But Ngozi was the business. Asuka like EJ. You all can judge me to his rate for all I care. Please, so maybe my cousin was walking towards her away. As she was not able was making him to arrive early in the morning. So daily, every day, you meet with some hunters to buy one who will help him buy carries some meat from God for him and EJ. And EJ will have when he wait for EJ realized she has to come and leak her secrets and a group of men who were talking about something completely different. She ran back to her hut and Asuka followed her. The entire villagers we all know now, she cried. But Asuka consoled her and said, whatever comes, we will deal with it together. You never created yourself. EJ looked him in the eyes and she knew he was not a liar. She blamed herself for not believing him when he to have a conversation said he would with her upset come back for her. It was now obvious that she lied when she realized what he has been doing all this morning. With some heavy materials due to the large amount of goods she had recently got married and lived her over that a suit of gave her a helping care of hand, his wife, helping also cashier ensure she takes for her the village harbor men. She looked at him. EJ was very to help her be happy for her friend, her frequent, and then she has seizure. Continued shaking. She was also beneficiary of her. And they worked as a team to because eventually she arrived at the condition of their home to be left all by herself, making it comfortable and well prepared for any in the smile of eventuality. Helen Azuka's seizures that might arise. That was very excited with the rest of her life. And desperate so she the villagers have a plan to have children. They have had an matter to involve them because they were the happiest could not marry village she could definitely have kids. EJ, even when the next day to make more friends, she said they really can't for him. And despite his offered him a drink, but he declined. She said, as time goes on, he wants to marry me. I kept him to the shop to her. But now he's come as that everyone shared with genuine people Thank you so much to my channel. Please don't forget the subscribe button and like my proposal. Arranging of rappers. He asked her to one evening while he ran he came to buy something as usual in his hut. But when he was already packed to go home, he handed her the carries he had because of Azuka from Ngozi unlocked her store and sold to him. They are all for but as she loaded her bicycle, she realized the tire was flat. But what will I do now? The was claimed. It's over. Azuka, she has some barriers that Azuka have to follow. We will not live in the same house. Things, she asked him. And I will never sleep over
To your house,
at
she
your
asked her.
house.
But EJ,
Also,
angry,
I was confused.
responded,
What kind of arrangement was
of course not.
that?
I will so
Men
are
are
not
not
welcome in my heart.
as your wife. My mom
I will tell you
conditions
conditions
remain unchanged.
They both
She
began
was
walking away from the
as she
market
spoke,
square. And as they
because
walked,
she knew she
Azuk
might lose him.
thought it was the best time to tell EJ
Azuk
about his feelings.
inquired and
Thank you,
asked
EJ. She beat his ear.
EJ,
I want you.
why are you set to be
my wife?
such strict conditions for our marriage?
Immediately, EJ
But she refused to
those words.
answer.
She
Well, I can't live that way, he said to her. But